Transport plays a key role here in the Falkland Islands, with it critical to connecting different areas of the islands together. As such, maintaining our land, sea and air services is vital, and is something that a great many people are heavily reliant on. However, when it comes to the money needed to keep all of that going, that can sometimes be a problem.
The budget this year is expected to be a lot lower than many would have liked, and when it comes to the highways in particular, whilst they know what they would like to do as the financial year goes on, there has still been an element of guesswork when it comes to informing the public of their plans.
Transport Advisor Committee, we submit our proposal for the budget for the next year. That should have happened in July. In the previous meeting, that committee will be aware of our proposals. And when we go, for instance, to the Farmers Week, we will propose that projects that were approved by the TAC committee, and then this time that proposal hasn't been approved yet.
It's not only the delay that's been an issue though. Lower funding too could lead to some difficulties. Highways have asked for more money to allow them to take on more projects, but so far they have not been able to gain it.
It will have implications on projects that we had planned that we will try to implement within this financial year, and it's not going to be possible because of the reduction of the budget. We've been requesting for a little bit more money if possible, at least another $500,000, and that would allow us to do a little bit more of the project that we wanted to implement.
For the Falkland Islands Government Air Service, they don't have too much concern over the budget being delayed. Instead, the point of discussion for them is more around the cost of building and maintaining their new planes, with one already on the Falkland Islands and another expected to arrive in early 2026. It's not all about spending though. The government do have an idea as to how they can raise money too.
I think this budget will be an indication of when we want to replace some of the planes, and I'm sure there'll be some in there in terms of the capital programme. I mean, they're not cheap things; they're very expensive, but in theory, the newer planes will require less maintenance, and also there's a resale value for the old planes as well.
The delay to the budget is also failing to trouble the Department of Commercial Services, particularly when it comes to ferries and coastal shipping. They have the luxury of being able to plan ahead when it comes to allocating their funds and have time left before any new contract needs to be signed. As a result, they won't be pushing for any additional money for a little while and are happy with whatever they are given when the budget is made public next week.
This current contract expires, this particular extension expires in April next year. We've got 2 more one-year extensions on top of that. So I won't need to be going to ask for any more money until at least next year or the year after. So that's why we're doing the work today to then lead into this Christmas time, which is when we do the budgets for next year, which will give us that idea. It doesn't have an impact on me at the moment, and the money for ramps and jetties is already allocated. It's just spending that money, it's just getting on with it and doing it.
It's not all plain sailing for them though. Money was raised as a topic during the transport meeting in Farmers Week with regards to the Concordia Bay. From the 26th of July to approximately 22nd of August, she will be headed for South America for her annual inspection. But the question is what will happen when she returns to the Falklands. There are currently 3 contract options on the table with regards to the vessel. 1, steady state, with the Concordia Bay undergoing the necessary modifications to keep her going. 2, an upgrade, which would see major changes made to things like the lifting capacity, crew accommodation and stern thrusters, all of which are in need of attention. 3, a replacement, which would see a new vessel come in to replace her. But which of these is the best?
If I had a preference, it would be the second 2, so it's sort of upgrading Concordia Bay to meet the requirements of what the customers really want. They do nothing to some extent, sort of just make Concordia Bay the Billy Basics. To some extent that's probably quite attractive as well in the current state of the Falklands economy. It might be we just sort of press hold for a minute and just say, let's have a think where we are. But it's all about cost. It's all going to come down to cost at the end of the day.
Figas too have hurdles to overcome. Whilst money may not be so much of an issue, there is the need to factor in the potential for delays to the building of their new fleet.
Every time or every year, in my recollection, You know, the engineers do everything they possibly can to try and get the fleet as ready as it possibly can be. And quite often there's something that you just don't see happening. You know, we lost a plane at one point with an incident. We've had problems securing parts, and when you get problems with that, then it starts to sort of compress the timetable for all of the others and have an effect.
There are also a number of staff changes going on at Firegas, which could create additional challenges.
Certainly at Farmers Week there was talk about several sort of senior positions within Firegas getting closer and closer to retirement, and that's definitely a concern. It's one that the team have been working on and looking at how they replace those roles, how they bring people on, how they train people up to step into those roles.
Getting the right people in is not something that highways feel the need to worry about, with them already having several existing agreements to help them meet their yearly targets.
The finishing of the Doyle Farm, which is the third and final year of a 3 years contract, which is signed, has been agreed already. Another project is the installation of 5 new cattle grids, which is with the very same contractor, and is also the third year contract. The capping of the Goose Green Road, which is combined, it is with our resources and with a private contractor. And then we have another project on the west, which is a main point road that we need to improve certain condition on the road. We will conduct it with our internal resources.
One other topic raised at the transport meeting was the Falklands Bay airstrip project. This is something that's been in the planning process for a number of years, and the hope is that it could be used as a hub for Firegas. To make that possible though, the road network will need to be improved, as well as ensuring the airstrip is suitable for planes to land on. There are a number of hurdles that will need to be overcome if the project goes ahead, such as moving the material and tipper trucks across the Falkland Sound to reach the site, with 225 trucks needed and only 4 or 5 potentially able to travel on the Concordia Bay at any one time. And as with everything, giving the project the green light all comes down to costs.
That we need an all-weather airstrip at Falklands Bay has been agreed by members. We have come up with a budget which is significantly more than the £34,000 allocated. So the question now is to go back to members and say, right, this is the budget. We can either do this over a period of number of years, which has been a long period, or we can find some money somewhere. And it is going to be just that, what should we not do so we can do this? It'll be something for the new assembly, I would think, by the time we get round to it.
Across the board, there are plenty of ideas being proposed and a range of things to consider for the transport sector. However, so much of it comes down to one thing: costs. And until the budget is released next week, there will continue to be a lot of unknowns about how much of this will actually be done as the year goes on.